know why we're here. Unified Pain, Parental Alienation International Network. Repeat the same story every day. I'm repeating every day. Ava, Matthew, my son and daughter that were abducted by my ex-partner. She was assisted in the abduction by a funded charity called Edinburgh Women's Aid. The Scottish Government funds this charity. I come on and speak about this subject of parental alienation, psychological manipulation, coercion of a child and the father. This interrupts life more than any physical rape, sexual abuse, assault. This destroys the bond and relationship between. This destroys a child's life. Stand and think about this subject. Today, my ex-partner was assisted to abuse their own children. Belittle them, abuse them, abduct them, coerce them, assaulting their mind every single day. I try my best not to get in people's faces, but I know the local council knows, I know Police Scotland knows, I know the local government knows, I know my local foundry and library, everyone else here, I know they're aware of the child abuse which has been funded. And the sickness in society is when you know not even your family, your friends, the people in the community, they will not reach out about ending or even addressing this form of child abuse, because it's a funded form of child abuse. It's the worst form of child abuse. It's easy to point your finger at the Catholic cult, the Freemasons, the Eastern Star, the people dragging down society that are in your family. Part of your family is abusing our children. Women in your family are abusing our children. Women are funded to abuse kids. Women are funded. My ex-partner was funded to abuse because she got what she wanted out of abusing my son and daughter. Her son and daughter. I don't think she could make that claim. That's not her son and daughter. I would like to be coming on here each morning and telling or advising or giving advice of how I've stayed sane in this insane world. From childhood came up a couple of years ago. I don't know if she's been watching this, but she's got an idea about what's been going on in my life, seeing as we've known each other since childhood. Her mother and my mother were friends. She said, "What happened to you to be like this?" I think this is all decided before we're even here. What you gain here isn't taken. In fact, you cannot take it with you. And what you're doing is collecting all these things to make your life easier. Really, you're ignoring child abuse. That's the thing, that's the sore point. The sore point with me is every single one of these so-called adults in the local town are aware. From the MPs, from every single party, political pariah, they're predators. And the only funding we're giving is to abusive women, to women who abuse. Now, you would have seen the other day, yet again we had complaints. Not any lawful complaints in any way, but complaints from Women whose feelings were hurt overhearing this message to stop or end child abuse, this message to stop funding fanatical violent feminists, because fanatical violent feminists, they get upset. They get upset when you help children. They get upset when you fund any charity for man and children. So that never ever happens. Fanatical feminists are really these little predatorial paedophiles. In a single town, it's in our families, it's in our church buildings, it's in groups that your dad goes to, and your mother. They're abusing children in your community. It's not just people coming into the country. It's not people from just different backgrounds abusing children. Oh, the police haven't contacted me. My council don't contact me. The universal credit people, every month you're supposed to receive a phone call about gaining work, gaining employment, trying to work. They know I try harder than them. They know I put more effort into this than they do in their daily jobs, pushing pens. Time after time after time, I've had 6 different appointment stations because they don't want to speak to me. In fact, you can tell that no one in my family, no friends, no one in any of the towns or the police which is taking place. I do apologise for it going on and off. But the message is going to be the same. This is Barhead, Glasgow, Scotland, and every one of our councils, police, government, buildings, all of these people, they're ignoring child abuse. And it's not just they're ignoring when I'm telling you, come and check to see, come and get me. Because if I'm a criminal, throw me in prison, burn me at a stake, stick me on a cross and burn me, whatever you want to do, hurt me. If I'm the criminal, come after me. But I'm letting you know that a funded charity is abusing kids. Women are abusing children. Women who you know abuse children. Women who you know protect paedophiles. Women who you know are making sure that children and family are broken. Little effeminate men are controlling these little abusive women by funding them. We're funding them through councils and governments. How you doing? I just want someone to approach me and speak to me regarding what's going on about this child abuse. I want to speak about how to stop this child abuse. I want to speak to groups of women, because women do come up to me separately, as I spoke about a friend from childhood before. Terror in your life, the creation of terror. And I'm telling you who's created this terror. The terror the Scottish Government created it. Feminist fanatical charity, where women in this building will complain when you try and protect children. Women in here will complain when you try and speak about protecting children or ending the abuse of children, because women in here abuse children. Women in here protect paedophiles. And in your town as well, all they do is go out and try and move on, Joe. Get away, Joe. Stop talking about your children. Stop talking about the safety of children. Stop talking about ending child abuse. That's how this system operates. The only way they could control me or have me in any type of fear is by taking and abusing my kids. And because I went with such a little sellout slapper who would abuse anyone, she would mock and insult and abuse her own children. Not just random children where you might not have an attachment. She's got no attachment to anything human. She's abusing children. And Women's Aid, Edinburgh Women's Aid, was funded to abduct my children. Not just abduct my children, but I was called a rapist and dragged down all the way through that. And I want to be speaking to the police and the government, the councils who fund these fanatical feminists to abuse. I want to be speaking to the people funding these feminists. You'll maybe notice something very different when, or if you're silly enough to come on and listen to this very angry dad. That pressing like and pressing subscribe does nothing for me, does nothing for you. But the reason you press those buttons, the reason you do those silly wee algorithm jerkers, is because we need to get this in front of more people. As soon as people in your area put their hands up and say, listen, we need to stop the funding for these fanatical beasts. It's happened to me, because I know there's men out there keeping their mouth shut. And a lot of them are keeping their mouth shut because they have to keep their mouth shut. Because most of the Freemasons and Catholics I know are just decent guys going about their day with terrible secrets that do terrible things. But to ignore child abuse, right now we're ignoring child abuse. What do you mean ignoring it when we're funding it? We're funding the abuse of children. We're funding crazy women from Poland to abduct and abuse. And it could be your children next. And if you go outside and complain about the abduction and abuse of children, women inside there are going to complain that you're letting them know that they're abusing children, that the women in there are funded to abuse. So they make a complaint. Rather than having a lady walk up and go, can you explain what actually has happened? Did you say that they've been funding the abuse and destruction of family? This is what we need to be speaking about. This is why the government needs to speak about it. This is why Police Scotland needs to speak about it. This is why our councils need to address this point, that we need to end child abuse and we need to end the funding of it. We need to fund families. We need to fund functions for families. Instead, what we have is people coming out representing the predatory women, asking me to stop speaking about ending child abuse or stop speaking about the funding of child abuse. If anything, it gives people a wee giggle. I tell you this, it may be windy this morning in Glasgow, but it's very warm. There must be more parents that are willing to come and speak about this. There must be more parents that are willing to speak about the Scottish Government, Police Scotland, any one of their councils. There must be men and women that are mothers and fathers that are willing to end the abuse. We're willing to stop funding child abuse. Anyone must be able to come here and speak about this topic. Anyone must be able or capable, if you're a mother or father, to come and speak about this. But the thing is, people show exactly who they stand up for in this town by not coming and speaking to me. I know people understand and know exactly who I am. I know the people that have pointed the finger. I know the people that think this is funny by trying to address or trying to stop the funding of child abuse. But as a father, I come and stand and speak about this because this town is ignoring the abduction and abuse that was funded of my children to Poland. This town is ignoring the charity which still has women inside this building complaining when we speak about ending child abuse or ending the funding for fanatical feminists. They complain. They don't want family. They don't want children having time. They don't want children feeling safe. If they have children feeling safe, then that's the limelight being taken away from these spoiled little beastly fanatical feminists. And who am I speaking about? Every single person in the town. No one is coming to speak about this. The Police Scotland themselves are cowards. The Scottish Government are a paedophile network. The children in our schools and colleges and stuff like that are not safe, and they're being taught useless information which means nothing and gets them nowhere. Your community is broken, your family is broken. We fund the downfall and abuse of children. We fund the downfall and the abuse of our own neighbourhoods, our own community. We fund to break up the family network. The family unit means nothing. But we can have anyone from anywhere come out and make a complaint. Oh, you need to stop talking because women are getting some hurt feelings inside this building. The last thing we need is some fanatical feminists that abuse kids feeling some kind of pain. They might end up responding by not abusing kids. It's been 5 years since my children were taken. to have to speak to anyone within the Scottish Government or the Scottish Police. How you doing? How you doing? Still talking about child abuse and still trying to end the funding, because my kids are still across in Poland and we don't get any help to see them. Sorry, Jimmy. That was Jimmy. I've got a lot of respect for Jimmy and his family. But he gave me a nod as if he wanted to cry. I can't say anything, Joe, but I believe in what you're saying. That is what we get from men and fathers. Because the women, the Eastern Star, the fanatical feminist boots that would kill their own, are funded. It's been 5 years since I've got a hug from my daughter. She was funded to call me a rapist. She was then assisted to abduct, with Police Scotland assisting in the abduction. Funded by Women's Aid, who were funded by the Scottish Government. And not one of these people, not one of them come to speak. Because they don't accept accountability of child abuse, because they're awash with paedophiles. Every single political party, every single council, every single Freemason, every single Catholic cult, and the Eastern Star are there protecting them. I see Maddie at the anti-alienation project. She's still trying to deal with these feminists. I mean, she's just been a mother. She's just been a woman, a mother, and try to deal with feminists. Wait how they attack you. That's why the women that aren't feminists here, that's why they keep their mouth shut. They're afraid of their Eastern Star feminist fanatical friends, because they know that they would kill their own children. And if they would kill their own children, they're going to get help to fund anyone that's trying to stop the abuse of children. If we try and assist children, assist family, assist fathers, assist anything decent within community, you're attacked. You will be attacked. The abduction was funded. The Women's Aid and the people within this charity, they're still here all round Scotland, and they complain when you want to protect children. They complain because they want more for them and less for children. More for them and less for children. Most of them aren't mothers. Some of them have given birth, but that's the closest they'll get.